I will explain about a compile holding Berhad company using 5 indicators, beginning with the simple moving average and ending through the Bollinger Band. The first one is moving average, which we know indicates a buy signal when the price is above the SMA and a sell signal when the price is below the SMA. On January 17, 2022, the price crosses below the SMA line at RM 0.32, indicating the start of a new downtrend and triggering a sell signal. As a result, the signal suggests investors to sell their stock because the price will fall in the future. As we can see, the price has fallen from 0.33 to 0.30. Next indicator is MACD, which is Moving Average Convergent Divergence. According to the MACD indicator, a sell signal will appear on January 17, 2022, when the MACD line crosses below the signal line at negative 0.001. As a result, the indication suggests the investor to sell the stock as share prices begin to fall. As we can see, the price has dropped from 0.33 to 0.30. Furthermore, for RSI, which stands for Relative Strength Index, according to the RSI indicator, RSI indicating a sell signal because the RSI is above 70 and the swings down and crosses below the overbought line on January 5, 2022. At that time, the best tactic are selling signal at RM 0.32. As a result, the investor should sell the stock because it will fall in value in the future. Next, in terms of stochastic, on January 6, 2022, the stochastic indicator K% is overbought as K% and D% are greater than 18% and cross below % of D, indicating a sell signal. As a result, the indicator suggests the investor to sell the stock since it will decline in value in the future. As we can see, the price has dropped from 0.33 to 0.3. Finally, there is also the Bollinger Bands indicator. When the price moves to the upper band on the chart, typically the price will fall. Price has reached the upper band on January 6, 2022. As a result, at this point, investors should sell the stock immediately. As we can see, the price has fallen from 0.357 to 0.30.
First indicators is simple moving average. We can find a sell signal when the chart is moving below the moving average line. On 21 January 2022, the chart is begin to cross moving average line and move below it. Therefore, at this point, investors should quickly sell the stock they hold. As we can see, price moving flat and stay at 1.69. Next is MACD. We can find a sell signal when blue line moves below the red line. it indicates sell signal. On 21 January 2022, the blue lines begin to move below red line. Therefore, at this point, investors should quickly sell the stock they hold. As we can see, the price is also moving flat and staying at 1.69. RSI. We can find a sell signal when RSI reach 70%. On 11 January 2022, RSI level was 71.4%. Therefore, at this point, investors should quickly sell the stock they hold. As we can see, price began to fall after that day from 1.75 to 1.69. Other than that, we have stochastic, where stochastic is when blue lines move below the red line. It indicates the sell signal. On 11 January 2022, the blue line begins to move below red line. Therefore, at this point, investors should quickly sell the stock they hold. As we can see, the price dropped from 1.75 to 1.69. And last but not least, Bollinger Band. When the price is moving to upper band, usually price will tend to drop. On 11 January 2022, price have touched the upper band. Therefore, at this point, investors should quickly sell the stock. And as we can see, the price dropped from 1.75 to 1.69.
Next is Genting Group. We use 4 indicators to identify buying and selling signal on this chart. The first indicator is simple moving average. When the chart is moving below the average line, it indicates sell signal. On 30th January 2022, the chart begin to cross the moving average line and move below it. Thus, at this point, the investor should sell the stock they are holding. As we can see, price moving flat and stay at 4.67. Next indicator is Bollinger Band. When price is moving to lower band, usually price will tend to rise. On 21st January 2022, price has touched the lower band. Thus, at this point, investors should quickly buy the stock. As we can see, the price from 4.67 to 4.49. Third indicator is MACD. When blue line moves below the red line, it indicates sell signal. On 17th January 2022, the blue line begins to move below the red line. Thus, at this point, investors should quickly sell the stock. As we can see, price moving flat and stay at 4.61. Fourth indicator is RSI. When the RSI falls below 30%, it indicates the buy signal. On 24th January 2022, the RSI level is 27.8%. Thus, at this point, investors should buy the stock. Last indicator is stochastic. When blue line moves above the red line, it indicates buy signal. On 24th January 2022, the blue line begins to move above the red line. Thus, at this point, investors should buy the stock. As we can see, price dropped from 4.67 to 4.49.
For Gamuda, I analyzed the stock using 5 indicators and we will go through one by one. First is simple moving average. On 1st November, a closing price is moving below the moving average. This sign shows that investors need to sell their stocks immediately before the stock starts moving downward. Second is MACD. When the MACD closes below the signal line, this sign shows sell signal. So, Gamuda stocks on 27 October shows the sell signs when MACD is crossed over the signal line and after that it's going downward. And the third is RSI. The RSI sell signal when it is above 70 and then moves down and crosses below the overbought line. That is what happened to the Gamuda stock on 18 October when the price starts going down from 3.317 to 3.186, and this is the second last stochastic. At the stochastic, the K line is below the D line in the overbought range, which means sell signal. The investors need to take actions by selling their stock, and as you can see, after that the stocks drops from 3.313 to 3.179. Lastly is Bollinger Band. Based on the chart, when the price is moving to the upper band, usually the price will tend to decrease. On 11 October, price has touched the upper band. Thus, at this point, investors should quickly sell the stock. So, the conclusion is we suggest the investor to sell their stocks since all the indicators that we use is showing the same signs. I analyzed the pharma stock using 5 famous indicators, which is one of it is simple moving average. On 2nd December, a closing price is crossed over with moving average and moving below the moving average, which makes the price from 0.823 to 0.815. This can be proof that moving average is showing sell signal. Then MACD. MACD is showing sell signal when the MACD crosses below the signal line, or we can say the MACD is below the oscillator or zero line. After that, RSI. On 26 December, RSI shows the buy signal on pharma stocks when the RSI is below 30 and then moves up and crosses over the oversold line. The stocks going upwards from 0.720 to 0.728. Other than that, I also use stochastic. As we can see, stochastic is showing sell signal on 30 December when the K and D lines breaks overbought level, and this makes the stock in a downtrend phase. Lastly, Bollinger Band. Based on the chart, when the price is moving to upper band, the trend will be downwards. On 18 October, price has touched the upper band. Thus, at this point, investors should quickly sell the stock. As we can see, the price is downward after that from 0.843 to 0.825. So the conclusion is we suggest the investor to sell their stock since major of the indicator that we use is showing the same signals, which is sell signal.
As for recommendation for company name Compile Holding Berhad, we suggest the investor to sell the share price to get profit in the future because of the indicator, which is moving average, RSI, MACD, stochastic and Bollinger Band show the sell signal. Next, for Sunway Group company, we suggest the investor to sell the share to get profit in future because of moving average, RSI, MACD, stochastic and Bollinger Band show sell signal. For Genting Group, we suggest the investor to buy the share to gain profit in the future because of RSI, stochastic and Bollinger Band show buy signal. Meanwhile, only simple moving average and MACD show the sell signal. For Gamuda Berhad, we recommend the investor to sell their stock since all the indicator that we use is showing the same sign, which is sell signal. And lastly, for Pamaniaga Berhad, in 5 indicator that we use, only one indicator that show buying signal, which is RSI. So we can conclude and suggest the investor to sell their stock since all the signal tend to show that trend will be in downward. In conclusion, there are many indicators in technical analysis that can be used to signal an investor purchasing and selling decision. Before the financial statements are needed to be disclosed, investors would be able to monitor the stock market itself. That's all. Thank you.